Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is our last session for today, and we are going to be talking about Buyside 4. This is actually about our home value site. So we've already covered Buyside in 3 additional pieces. Buyside 1 was about adding our coming soon listings. Buyside 2 was about adding buyers to the system. Buyside 3, which we did earlier today, was about the buyer market analysis. And this is the last tenant of Buyside, Buyside 4, which is about the home value site and home value marketing that you have available through Buyside. All of these recordings will be on our training YouTube. So if you've missed Buyside 1, 2, or 3, or if you'd like to go back and take a look at Buyside 4, you are welcome to do so. Those recordings should be up in the next few days. Just a reminder, you don't have to be on screen. It actually helps with bandwidth if you're not, and do go ahead and stay muted. If you have any questions about Buyside or any of our other digital marketing offerings or what's available to you, you can certainly email us at websupport@rwtown.com. Again, that's websupport@rwtown.com, and we will be happy to answer any additional questions you have outside of this class as well. All right, so let's talk about that home value page here. So the home value system. So we've talked about different pieces of Buyside, but there is a public piece to Buyside, which is that home value marketing site. And this is the answer to that question of how much is my home worth? This is that call to action that allows people to put in an address, get an instant report, and then of course you start generating leads and you start generating different contact information by the addresses that are put in here and also the claiming from these various sites. Every single person in the company will have access to this. For those of you who are with Town currently, you have one built into your website, or you have access to it through this exact same URL right here, homevalue.bhhstownrealty.com / whatever your first name and last name is all together. This, of course, will be changing to homevalue.rwtown.com / and the first name, last name will stay. And as soon as we have that swap over made, we'll make sure that everybody has access to this right away to make sure that you can go ahead and use this. So do know that that URL is available to everybody, and that is the naming convention for it right now. And again, it is changing to rwtown.com here fairly soon. So you can post this anywhere. You can certainly use this in your email signatures. You can put this on any kind of social media. We have lots of agents who put this on their direct marketing, on their e-cards, anywhere you actually want to put this, you are welcome to, just to make it a lead generator. Let me show you how it works, and then I'll show you how to access it and how you can also share it really quickly to Facebook so you can see what that looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and put an address in here. So I'm going to say that Ralston has probably put this on his Facebook account, and he has said, do you know how much your home is worth in today's market? It has changed a lot. Please click here to find out. I've clicked, and I'm going to go ahead and put in my address. It is going to try to find that address. So it's intelligent here. It's going to try to pull it up for us. And it's going to start loading this instant report. Now, what has happened on this end right now? Ralston has received an email this very second in his box that says, hey, somebody just checked the value of their home at 1937 Beethoven Drive in Virginia Beach. And then it's going to provide the name that's in the public record. So, you know, Mary Smith, whatever it happens to be. That doesn't necessarily mean that Mary Smith is the person who's checking on this address. We often find that it might be a neighbor who's looking, or you're not quite sure how this works. So sometimes you throw in a different address, and then you'll check against your own when you realize that there's no squeeze page. They're not asking for any additional information on here. So you may see these market reports come in like one after another, and usually one of those is the actual person who's taking a look for something, especially if it happens to be a neighbor right in a row. Best practices on this is you don't necessarily have to contact that direct person. I always love to send out a direct mail piece about your seller's services, maybe around that area, and you should hit the right person. You can certainly also take those BMAs that we had in the previous class, those buyer market analysis. That's a great thing to either mail off or drop off into those different neighborhoods if you're looking to do some prospecting. So this is the report that they get. It's really similar to the buyer market analysis, but this is made for lead generation on this side. So I've put in my address and I have lots of different options in here. Anywhere that you see basically an edit or a color or some kind of button, this is all lead generation. In order for me as an owner to change this at all, I'm going to have to give you some information. The other thing that you can do is that you have the ability to receive a monthly update on this property. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at this report, and I may go ahead and fill in my first name, last name, and email address and say get now, and that will go ahead and send me this monthly report that basically looks just like this in the future. So all of this is lead generation. If someone were to fill out their first name, last name, and email address in here, it's going to say, hey, somebody signed up for a monthly report for 1937 Beethoven. It's going to say, and the public record says it's owned by Mary Smith. Again, if somebody wants to change anything, you can claim it as the owner, but again, it's going to require you to have some kind of verification process in here. And again, that's lead generation for you. If this is wrong, maybe we know this is actually, a little over 2,000 square feet because we finished out the garage or something like that. If you need to edit any property details, it's going to make them do some kind of lead generation on here as well to claim it. They do have the ability to share it as well. So if it does have a share to it, you will also get notified. And as we scroll down, you'll see that it's really similar to the buyer market analysis that we already had. So it's going to start to just bring in the view from Google. It's just going to start wrapping around different places. If it can't find it or there's no street view, we see that on occasion with rural properties, it will just show kind of a generic picture up here, or if it has the static image from Google, it'll certainly put a static image up here as well. So this always looks good. It might be the 360 of the neighborhood, it might be a static image of the home, or it might be something generic if there's no street view at all for a particular property. It's going to bring in up to 3 values. Now these values can be a little bit different depending on where it's coming from. So we have things from the public record, we have things from RPR, we have things from Zillow. There's a couple of other different sources in here, and that source will depend on where you're located. So this is a nationwide program, which we love. So it does work in all of our various states and markets, and depending on what kind of information is provided will change where these values are. The nice thing about these values is none of them are true. And we know this. The ranges are also enormous. Part of this whole process for marketing this is to put you in front of someone as the real estate expert. If I'm looking at this as a homeowner and I realize this is a very wide range here, I'm going all the way from, let's say, 332 here, all the way up to 385. Somewhere in there is going to be probably the price of my home. Maybe not. It could be more, it could be less, depending on where you are. It's usually more in this market. But obviously these numbers are going to change all the time and they may not necessarily be true. So it's going to say, do you want an in-depth valuation report from an expert? So they can go ahead and contact you. Remember, anytime they see a button here, it's a way to contact or initiate some kind of lead generation. So they can go ahead and contact you directly and say, I really want to know what the actual evaluation of my home would be. And again, if you see anything that says like I'm the owner, it's going to make them verify ownership. And again, that's another lead generation opportunity. And it's just going to basically show them some information. Again, this is really similar to the BMA. We prefer the BMA when you're going into a formal presentation, just because it's a nice PDF. It's something that's beautiful. You can print out, you can put into your electronic listing presentation, whatever it happens to be. But this is certainly the public facing side of that. So there's that heat map. It's going to show where the activity is. The darker the color, the higher the activity. You can see where that is. This is in real time, so it updates often. So depending on where people are looking is where you'll see this information. And then it's going to start to break it down by price on here and by bedroom. So it's going to show where the different buyers are looking and what they're looking for by price. And again, by bedroom. So we're just providing some basic information here. Here's that buyer activity in the last 90 days. So the number of online activities as a whole, and all of this is coming in from lots and lots of different sources. So MLS sources, it's coming in from some national portals, it's coming in from BHS, it's coming in from our own websites, and it's all being aggregated into these numbers. And it's actually going to show you what those numbers, so they reflect the buyer activity, including the registered buyers, online inquiries, showing visits, open house sign-ins, etc. So it's pulling in lots of different information here. 28 million online activities in Virginia. We have 1.7 million online activities within a 5-mile radius of this home. We have 67,000, almost 68,000 online activities within a 5-mile radius of this home and within the home's price range. So that huge range that it gave you up front. And then it doesn't change. Online activities within a 5-mile radius within the home's price range and looking for a 4-bedroom. So we know that there's a lot of activity in this price range right now. We also know that this is a really popular, obviously, style of home, number of bedrooms, and price range. And then it's going to show them the number of buyers that are searching in the area right now. Now, this is all the information that they have available to them. We want them to contact you to find out what kind of buyer this might be. We want them to reach out to you for whatever reason. We're basically just providing information that says, hey, I'm working with buyers right now that are looking for a home like yours. Please contact me. This is a great way for, again, you to either follow up or for them to do some lead generation for you as well. It's going to give them that huge range from those 3 values when it's looking for potential buyers. So there's that 332, 502, and 385. So obviously there's a lot of buyers within that price range that are looking in Virginia Beach in our system right now. And again, these buyers are all generated by what you, the agents, put into our system in Buyside. None of this is clickable. Everything has just a plain old buyer ID in it. So this is all the information they're able to get. You can certainly load more if you need to. And then, of course, we're just giving them more options to contact you as an agent. And then I'm going to go ahead and scroll all the way down here. We're just giving them some basic information. So this is a little bit of information about what's going on in 23454 right now in all the different price ranges. Just some basic stats. And then we're giving them some nearby recent sales. Now, again, none of this is clickable. So we're just giving them the information on here, because we want to make sure that they're getting their information from you. So none of this is clickable. It's just giving them some basic information about what's going on. And again, more contact information, get more monthly updates on this property. So this is available to everyone right now on either the website or by going to that direct link that you have there. So this does work for just about every area. I do want to put a small caveat in here that the more rural areas that we have, the less information we may have. And sometimes it's because the county doesn't share quite as much information. And sometimes it's just because there may not be quite as many comps available or as much information available. I always suggest testing this out, especially for all of your different markets, just to make sure before you push any of these tools into a particular area that there's enough information on here as well. All right, let me go ahead and show you a couple of things here. One second.
Kristen, is this tool also built into our enhanced agent website, or is it a separate entity all to itself?
Both. So on your enhanced agent website, which we call again Site Builder on our side, so that'll be a transition here. I've pulled up Ralston's site. I know this is busy, but we use this one as an example and for training. So it has all sorts of craziness that's available on it on our sites here. But you can see that we often put how much is your home worth right up here in the bar. That is automatically built into anything that's turned on. If it's an older site that hasn't had it put in the navigation bar yet, anybody can send a request to web support. Again, that's websupport@rwtown.com. We'll be happy to put it in the navigation for you. And all of the websites have calls to action in them as well. So if you scroll on down on Ralston's, he actually has 4 calls to action here, and one of them is his home value report. So he can go ahead and do that. We have a couple of different kinds of calls to action on these sites, depending on which layout, which template, what kind of design you're using, but all of them can include the option for the home value report. So it can be built into the website as well. It's also standalone, and actually that's a good segue for this. So I'm in RWT Connect right now, and you guys, again, will have access to this shortly. And I'm going to go ahead and click on Buyside. I've already logged in just because I need to for my training account here. And this is the Buyside dashboard. So we've covered a lot of this, how to add buyers. We've talked about the BMA. We've talked about various other things. But here's that home valuation site right here. And if you go to the marketing suite, it's going to give you a couple of options here. So you're actually going to be able to see your marketing suite and what that looks like. And you're also going to be able to see the leads that have come in from that. You're going to be able to see it, anything that's out of the area. You'd be surprised at the number of people who check home prices in other areas, or people who you may have referred, or people who have been used to looking at your site, or even people that you just capture in that wide net that you put out on social media, who check home prices outside the area. It's a great opportunity to be able to contact somebody and also refer them. And then it's, of course, going to give you any archived valuations. So these are people who are not active currently, but you can always go back and take a look. If you want to preview what your site looks like, you can go ahead and hit preview my site right here. That will bring up that direct link. This one happens to be mine. So home value dot, right now it's bhhstownrealty.com / again, first name, last name, Kristen Fredericks for me. And that again will be changing to homevalue.rwtown.com here pretty shortly / and then of course first name, last name is going to be the same on there as well. But that's how you can access that pretty easily and get that link. So if you don't have an enhanced website for whatever reason, you also have access to this through the Buyside link and through your home valuation marketing suite on here. So you can get that link on here as well. You'll notice a couple of things down here at the bottom. It does give you the options to be able to just copy and paste stuff to put into your email signature. So if I go ahead and click on that, it's going to give me some instructions, and then I can just go ahead and copy and paste this. It's just going to give me some information here. So whether you are using Outlook or whether you're using Gmail, this does work. You can just go ahead and copy this, and that is a direct link right to my home valuation site on here. So what's your home worth? Get 3 automated estimates instantly, no cost, no obligation. So we want to go ahead and put that maybe in our email signature. Couple of other options that we had on here were to go ahead and share that on social media. So you do have the options, of course, to share it on different social medias on here. And I do love the fact that they have given you some ideas for calls to action. We've seen this a lot. We see this tool used as how much is your home worth. That's probably the most common way to describe this tool, but there's lots of different ways to describe it as well. You know, the market has changed. Do you know how much your home might be worth today? You know, we've seen it turned on its axis a little bit and saying, do you know how much your neighbor's home might be worth, or do you know how much, things like that. So it's going to give you lots and lots of different calls to action in here, and it's a great article so that you can kind of tailor this to your own calls to action that you would like to use. You do have a widget for your website. So this is already built into those enhanced websites and also Site Builder. You won't need this, but for anybody who might have an external website, or you might have like a WordPress blog or something like that, there is a widget available. If you need help installing this widget for whatever reason, just let us know. Again, you can email websupport@rwtown.com. We'll be happy to help you do that. You also have the ability to have your QR code already made. So if you didn't want to make your own QR code with a QR generator, it's already here for you. You can go ahead and download that QR code if you're creating a postcard or a direct mail, or if you want to send that over in a marketing order for whatever reason, just go ahead and attach that QR code and just put in that request again that you would like to have that QR code with a call to action on the back of a direct mail postcard or a direct mail piece. We're happy to go ahead and put that on there as well. So that's how you can go ahead and get to your marketing suite and all the different options that you have available here. The nice thing about the marketing suite is it does have a call to action already built into it for you. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy this URL right here that I have. So this one happens to be mine, the home value for me. I'm just copying that URL. All right, I've gone over here to Facebook. This is my training account. I'm Not Really Estate from Buy a House, Real Estate Agent Extraordinaire. She is my training account here. And I do want to show you that there are images already built into this. So it's nice and easy to do a quick Facebook share if you need to on your Facebook business page. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new post here. I'm just going to paste. All I did was paste that URL right in here. And I want you to see that that image pops up that says, thinking of selling, we have buyers. And it's going to go ahead and have the new branding on here fairly shortly. And again, it's just going to go ahead and give that link. It's a home value estimator buy, and it's going to be branded for you. Contact you to get your home valuation. So of course you can swap out this image for something that's custom created, but if you just want something nice and quick and easy to be able to post onto your Facebook business page, this already has an image built into it already, and you can go ahead and certainly use that anytime. And again, that new branding will be coming up here soon. You can certainly put a call to action, you know, find out how much. Yep. And we'll go ahead and post. course, you don't have to leave the link in there. We're just doing this for an example. But that is what that looks like, to just do a nice quick and easy share on Facebook, and those graphics are already created for you. You don't have to change it if you don't want to, but of course the option is there for you. And they are boostable posts, which I do love. So Facebook does consider this a valuable landing page, and will let you boost these posts if you need to. So it is an option for you, and it'll go directly to your home value page here. I love to see agents get really creative with their calls to action and how they want to use this. How much is your home worth? So I love to see it. We keep track of it on social media just to see all the sorts of different ideas and calls to action. You are, again, welcome to use this anytime. Please put it in your email. Please put it in your direct mail. Please put it on your social media accounts and things like that, just as a great calls to action and lead generator. Does anybody have any questions about this tool? No questions. All right. Again, if you have any questions, you think of something later, you can always email us at, again, websupport@rwtown.com. We're happy to help you, and we're here for you for all of your digital marketing needs. Thank you so much, and thank you for spending your afternoon with me today.